Hey, welcome to the shop. I'm Chris, you're watching Show Me Repair. If you remember watching the video that I had my trailer and I had it in the shop here and I was checking over before a trip was to go pick up Evan from Country View Acres, pick up his Edge. I was inspecting it, making sure it's in good shape, nothing jumped out, nothing wrong, see if I need to address anything. That way I didn't have an issue driving, because I absolutely hate taking the chance of having a breakdown, just like anybody. But some people can jump in something, like all the guys that buy something, a car cross country, do a little bit of work and jump in it and drive cross country to back home and have a blast doing that. I hate the idea of that, truthfully. I don't like taking that chance. I take chances on things all the time, but that's one thing I just cannot do. So now that I've got time to fix my trailer, I need to use it again here in a week or so to go take the car back to Evan. And if you remember in that video, I noticed that the shackles, the links or whatever you want to call it, I think it's the shackle links on the suspension on this were elongating. And I knew it was something that needed to address, but thankfully to you all watching this, you all said, no, that's something you really need to get taken care of before it turns into a problem. And now I've done a little more research, and yes, at that point, they can break. That's a real, I guess, it's what the manufacturers make. It works, but is it really good long-term? No, and there's nothing greasable about it. And so I got a new kit. If anybody follows me on YouTube, I posted a link a week or so ago about, I got a, More Ride is the name of the company, I believe. I'll get it out here in a second. And I got a wet bolt kit. So I was going to get more to it, but really all we need to replace is the shackles and stuff like that. So let's get started. Okay, this is the kit I got. Heavy duty shackle kit. And it's got the shipping label over it, but you can see the box is even a More Ride. Wet bolt upgrade. What I like, I already looked through this, it's got torque specs. I love it. That way I don't have to guess about anything. I just install per their instructions, and I've got a torque spec, makes me feel more comfortable. It was a little beat up, but, the packaging was beat up, but that's not on them. So here's it comes with all the shackles, plus my other bolts throughout, so let's get started. Oh look, I got a friend. Ah! His leg fell off. You're an idiot. And now that I've got the axles supported by jacks, you can see how much these move now. Wow. Looks like a 21 fits for me. Well, on the bolt side, I think it's 22 on the nut side. Yeah, 22 on the nut side for me. Let's see if we can get this off. Wow, that's tight. Wow, that's tight. I'm gonna end up punching something. I'm in an awkward angle, so we're just gonna cut those off. It's the nylon bushing, so I had those at least. Yeah, you can see where it started to wear the bolt too. So it was a combination of the nut, or the bolt and the shackle. And the shackle's elongated. One of the shackles here. Take the bolt out. Probably clean the, oh, some of the nylon's still in there. I need to clean it out. And then get this bushing in. And the bushing is the right width for the spring, so that's a good sign. So I'm sure we're good there. I'll probably, now that I know that that's the right width and that shackle is the right length, just holding it up there looks correct. I'm going to go ahead and cut this bolt out because it's probably going to fight me, and then I'll cut this one, get it off, and then cut the rest. Usually once you start grinding, I guess I can start to see it there. No, now I can see it. I guess I can see the outline of the bolt. But it's really not defined, so it's scaring me that maybe it's seized in there. I guess we'll find out. There, it's moving a little bit. Just needed a little persuasion. Oh, I see. It's got knurls on it. I'll try to show you guys here in a second. My socket, there it is. China. Okay, I got a hacksaw blade. That is working. Well, we haven't gotten it out yet, but at least I'm cutting it. It's working. Got it. I didn't cut all the way through it, but it loosened it up. Hey, it worked. Okay, now that I got the bushings out, I'm going to take a little wire brush like this. Just knock junk out before I put the bushings in. Make sure it's, I'm going to use a piece of wood to try to knock these bushings in, or at least the top one. That's what it says, just to drive it in. That's not cool. It creased it on the inside. I guess I'm gonna have to do a little work on that. Yeah. It says you may have to use a reamer. I wonder if I can just... I wonder if I could use one of these old bolts. Seemed to work. There, you guys can kind of see that. You guys can see that area that kind of, it creased, and then I took the old bolt and pushed it through, and it actually kind of cleaned it up. So that should work pretty good. Yeah, make sure one of the bolts I used was basically the end that doesn't have knurls, and actually this one wore the knurls off on this one. So it worked good enough. New bolt goes in. That's a good sign. Directions even say to have the grease certs pointed out so they're easily accessible, but then some of them it says that you could put them on the inside depending on what the customer or what you prefer. And I think I'm going to do all of them, I don't know, I think I might do them inside. Most of them out here, this is really the only one I'll be able to get to, and maybe some down here. Or is it when they're up top? Anyway, this is really the only one I could get to. The rest of them are going to be hidden behind the wheels, so I think I am going to do the grease cert to the inside. Yeah, I'll have to crawl underneath it to grease it, but I can actually get the grease gun on it. I wouldn't have to pull the wheels off. And I was watching something online where somebody recommended, I'll put the link to the, it's a guy that all he does is trailer repair. So kind of like me, where I do mainly just automotive repair. That's my profession. He does trailer repair. And so he was saying to put the bolt head to the inside. That way if this were to break it all and work its way out, it wouldn't work its way out into the tire. And I like that idea. So now that seeing this, and the grease cert would be too difficult to get to, kind of makes sense. So the nut side would go to the tire. Okay, I think I found a drill bit of mine that fits, and I'll look. Yeah. Oh, I think it's gonna work. What size is this? 11/16. And it just reams it out a little bit. I don't want to do a lot. Let's see what happens this time. Yeah, this one didn't. And the bolt fits nicely. That was a good thing. So we need a, for me, this worked. It's your judgment call. Okay, that is ready. Can't remember which side was out. I think it was this way. So yeah, and that knurled part of the bolt here up by my finger is gonna basically force itself in there and hold the bolt in place as well. The nice thing is these are locking nuts as well. So I'm going to wait to put that in until we get the bushings here, but I'm going to ream those as well. They should work. Okay, so I'm going to use a C-clamp to get the bushings in the leaf spring, since I could hammer on them, but it's probably going to fight me, so I'm going to try this. I am going to go in from the back side though, that way my C-clamp, so the pivot doesn't push the bushing in. I want it to be stable. I'm not having to put much effort into this, so it's a good sign. Yeah, that went in nice. Okay, now that I've got that done, yo. Don't want to get violent with it. Okay, it says here in the directions that use a 3/16 wrench to hold the bolt on position while tightening the 7/16 by 20 nut with an 11/16 socket, or a 1/2 inch by 20 nut with a 3/4 inch socket. If using the 11/16 socket, torque to 40 foot-pounds, or torque to 80 foot-pounds with a 3/4 inch socket. Well, my nuts are a 3/4 inch socket, fits on that, so I need to torque these to 80 foot-pounds. Okay, so the bushing went in fine. I'm having trouble lining the leaf spring up with that hole now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a pry bar and push against this from here and see if I can do it, because I can see more edge to the right of the bushing than the left, and I can feel that it's push that way a little bit. Well, it's taking grease. And I already got grease coming out. I guess that's a good sign. Okay. Not completely done with that side. It's greased, it's torqued. Just basically need to put the wheels back on. And then that side's done. And it went pretty good. Other than the fact that I had to cut all the bolts out. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's better than having a failure and then dealing with it on the side of the road. And that's the whole reason you do preventive maintenance. Catch things, check things out, catch it before it's a big problem. And that's the whole reason we're doing this. If I had to rate this job on 0 or 1 being not difficult, relatively easy, don't need many tools, I would rate this on the side of probably 6 to 7. I need quite a few tools. I need the angle grinder, I needed a drill, several other different tools just to clean things up. I needed that. Thankfully I got lucky and I had a drill bit that fit to where it basically could ream, and that gave me the ability to push those bushings in without causing any damage. A C-clamp. So I do need quite a few tools. Impact, you don't really need an impact. You could do it with hand tools. You need a breaker bar at least. At least borrow a torque wrench and you can do this job. Yeah, it's not too bad. Really the most work in this whole job was cutting the bolts out and driving them out and dealing with that. That's the hardest part of this job to me. I was going to do the right side and not show you guys really anything, just because I thought it'd probably end up being just like the other side. I say right side, but I'm looking that way. That's actually the back of the trailer. So this would actually be the left side, or the driver's side. And I cut all the bolts off. And well, I got one left in the center there. But this one I've cut the head off, and I've even taken my air hammer to it, and it's not budging. And so I have a feeling it's probably rusted in the spring. I actually even, the nut came off the back side. And before I would do that to spin the bolt in the housing or in the spring and everything, it would loosen everything up and it would at least move. So I guess we'll see what happens. First thing I'm going to do is get on the back side from underneath, and I'm going to hit it with a hammer to see if it drives through. Maybe the knurled part of it on the bolt is holding. I don't know. Let's see. Dang. We got lucky. Dang. We got lucky. We got lucky. Guess I need to bring you guys along more often, because that could have been a really crappy situation trying to get a rusted bolt out of a spring. And that just hitting it from the other side did the job, so awesome. So I think you guys are good luck. Thank you. Okay, that job wasn't too bad actually, just other than having to cut the bolts. It was kind of what I was expecting it to be, and so I'm glad I got it out of the way, because right there, the one on my right is definitely elongated, and it was squeezing some metal out on the edges. That thing was probably getting ready to go, and taking the edge back to Evan, my luck would have caused me some issues. So I'm glad I got that out of the way. Hopefully this video was somewhat entertaining. I don't know. We'll see. Whenever I go to edit it, we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully if somebody needed a little information and was on the edge of what kit to buy, I think there were several other kits that came with the I believe it's called the equalizer, that triangle piece, and those were quite a bit more. I can't remember how much this kit was. It wasn't, I think it was in the $100-something range, and I got it from eTrailer, got it to my door, I installed it, no issues. You do need a measure to make sure you get the right one. I think the biggest measurement, especially on this one, since you're not getting the equalizer, that you just have to measure the width of the leaf spring, but definitely go and do your own research. Don't take my word exactly for it. Then again, why am I making this video? I think that's it. I'll see you in the next one. I appreciate everybody for watching. I'll see you, did I say that already? See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you later.